Hi everyone, this is Sunrise May, and today I'm going to give you a tutorial that covers everything you need to know for the Dashing Diva Glaze strips. So I got this LED mini lamp along with my strips, my sky blue nail strips. And on the back of the box, you can see it does have some pictures that help you apply, but there aren't a lot of instructions inside the box. So I decided to create this tutorial to help everyone know exactly how to do it. So once you open the box, you take out the plastic container inside and you can see the nail strips all lined up there, all the different sizes, very much the way that Dashing Diva has most of their gloss and glaze nail strips. It does come with a little manual, and then you have the cuticle stick and you have the usual Dashing Diva nail file that's going to help you shape and cut your nails. So the first thing I noticed when I opened the box is that the nail strips are much thicker than the regular gloss nail strips. So as you all know, I usually tend to put on the gloss, but I thought I'd give these a try. It comes with a prep pad, much like all the other gloss nail strips come with. And it actually comes with two. So you have the ability to do it for the multiple times. And I think that's something the gloss strips should definitely have sometime in the future, because with over 20 strips, usually you're going to have at least more than one application. So I start off with rubbing the prep pads over the beds of my nails, making sure I don't have any oils, any sort of creams left over. This is very much like the gloss strips. So I make sure that they are prepped, they're clean. I've already cleaned my cuticles and filed my nails to the shape I want them to do. So I'm going to grab one of my nail strips, and I'm looking in the back just to make sure that I am doing this correctly. And it does show all the different components that are inside the actual kit. So one key thing to making sure that your gloss nail strips are going to be on correctly is to make sure that you're not getting a gloss strip that's too wide. So I like to put it over my nail and make sure that they're not too wide. So make sure that you put it as far down as you can in the middle, and then you're going to press both sides. And the first thing I notice is they don't really stick the way that the gloss strips kind of stick down. But there is a plastic liner that is over the nail. So I'm going to file it. I'm going to cut it, much like I do with the other gloss strips. And then I'm going to try to make sure that it molds to my nail. It is a very pretty color. The sky blue is a very pretty color. And I'm going to take out my LED nail lamp from the box. I'm going to set this up so that I can be ready to try out my first nail before I start doing it with all my others. It does come with a USB cord. It does not come with a power block. So you will need to have an outlet that does have a USB port. And the LED lamp is very small. I'm used to the much larger LED lamps that usually go along with gel nail polishes. So this one's about the size of my hand, has two little legs that you kind of pop out. And it does stand up from the counter at a pretty good size. And the cord for the actual LED lamp has the plug in the back. And once you have that plugged in, you can go ahead and put your nail underneath the lamp. So once it comes out, it's actually a very firm kind of coating. So that soft moldable type of strip that I put on my nail is now much like a hard acrylic nail. So the purpose of the nail file for the glaze strips is not to wipe away the excess. It's actually kind of to shape the hardened nail strip. So here, you must make sure that when you cut the glaze strip, you cut it as close to the size of your nail as possible. Otherwise, you are going to be there for quite some time shaping the nail. So anything that gets filed away from the outer rim of the nail, it does kind of come off, but it doesn't peel softly the way that the gloss strips do. So I'm going to keep shaping my nail, making sure that no little bits and pieces stay underneath my nail. That way it gives me a smoother look. The first thing I also notice is it is a much thicker coating. Again, it almost feels like an acrylic layer on top of my nail. Even the gel polishes that I've tried before don't necessarily have such a thick coating unless you actually pour a thick coating on top of your nail. So it does have a very close feel to gel nail polish. Very shiny, as you can see. It does look wonderful. So now here I have already put all the different size strips on my nail, and these other nails I'm going to cut as close to the actual size of my nail as possible. It will make it much easier to file. Make sure, like I said, that when you are placing the strips, that you find strips that maybe are a little bit smaller in width in your nail. Press on, just have them stick on, peel away the clear plastic that's on top of the nails. That's something else that the gloss strips do not have. They do not have a plastic coating on top of the strip, but these glazed nails do. So that is very important, that before you put it underneath the LED lamp, that you do peel away that strip. So once I have all of my strips placed on my nails and I've trimmed them down as close as possible to the actual size of my nail, now I'm going to make sure that on the sides they stick, because once you do put it underneath the LED nail lamp, there really is no way to make them stick back down. So just make sure that you press on them as much as you possibly can, as far as the sides with the nail. And then you can just kind of stick your hand underneath the LED lamp and the timer will stop when it is done. Now it's time to shape with the nail file. If you have a coarse nail file that's for acrylic nails, that will work also. I do find that the thicker, sometimes black acrylic nail files tend to work better when it comes to filing down those nails. It does create a much better type of shape around the nail, and it will help kind of smooth it out and create a more natural finish look. So make sure that you go around the edges, smooth it out as much as possible. You can always shape it the way that you like. And as you can see, the difference between the nails that have been shaved down and the ones that have not. They do create kind of like a little film that you have to pluck underneath the nail bed. So that is something that you do have to make sure you clean out as you are shaping the nails. It does create a lot of dust. And the best way to shape it is always straight down. I tend to do it side to side, but that's not always the best course of action. So the nail color Sky Blue is a beautiful color. It is a nice gel kind of shiny finish. As you can see on my index finger, when you file it, you have to make sure that you file it completely. Otherwise, it kind of leaves a little bit of like a gap between the filed parts. So I like to file left to right, up and down, to make sure that it is completely covered and completely smooth. So on the sides, you see there, you can kind of see how it lifted a little bit up on the side. Again, before you stick it underneath the LED lamp, it's very important that it is sticking on all sides of it. Otherwise, once you have put your hand underneath the lamp, it won't stick. It kind of hardens it. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed.